What's up, my beautiful people? It's your host, Positive Gaming, and welcome to the Positive Gaming Show, where positivity and gaming come together as one. Let's get to it. So, we have a few topics we're going to be discussing today. Before we start, like I said before, if you don't know, I'm going to explain it to you in the first topic that I will be discussing. But here's a few topics that I'm going to be sharing with you today. The first topic is the podcast backstory. So, I'm going to be explaining to you why I started doing my podcast on Christmas, on why I love it so much, what motivated me to do it so badly. My second topic is topics that I will be discussing in the future. So I will be telling you what's going to be on the next episode and the episode after that, stuff like that. The third topic is never give up. So I'm gonna give you a little motivational speech because I love doing my motivational speech. It's like for y'all, I love like giving out positivity for y'all. My fourth topic is gaming changed my life. It really made a big impact in my life. It kind of made me who I am today. So I'm kind of happy about that. I'm really excited to discuss that with y'all. And the fifth and last topic that I want to discuss today is stop being a copycat. Stop being a follower. So if people are hating on you because you're different, then they're probably mad because they have nothing better else to do. They're just hating because you have something going on with your life. Let's get to it. So the first topic, podcast backstory. So the reason why, if you don't know, I'm playing 2K20. I just like trying out new games. That's the reason why I'm playing this. I will be adding some new gameplay each episode. So today is NBA 2K20. Next episode probably might be a new game. Never know. But yeah. But anyway, so the podcast backstory. The reason why I started doing my podcast is because I always wanted to try it out. I always saw other people doing them. I saw how much fun it was, but I felt like I wasn't good enough for it because we all have those moments in life where we feel like we're not good for something, but we never tried it for ourselves. So when we try it, we probably might be good at it, but you never know. You just have to try and see what happens. So it was one Christmas day, and I wasn't really doing much. I wasn't really doing much. So I was on Instagram, and Gary V, he's like an entrepreneur. He was talking about it on the Breakfast Club. That's a radio show that I like to listen to. And he was talking about how you don't really need much for this app. All you need is your phone and your voice, and you're good to go. You just start talking about whatever you want. And I'm like, oh really? That's cool. And this platform, Anchor, really gave me the opportunity to talk about anything I wanted to. So at first, I called myself Positive Talks. So each episode, I'll give out some positive influence. I'll probably give out some positive words of the day. I'll probably just talk about something positive and help people throughout the stuff they're going through, because a lot of people go through tough stuff. So that's the reason why I called myself that. And I noticed, I was like, well, and when I joined the platform, it was not a lot of gaming podcasts on the platform. So I was like, it was some gaming podcasts, but not that much. And I was thinking I really love video games. So I was like, let me call myself something different. So that's when I got the idea, positive gaming, positive gaming. And people started liking it. People was people was calling me PG for short. I used to call myself PG-13. The reason why I called myself PG-13 was because I didn't really curse as much on that platform. I used to curse here and there, but I wasn't really cursing as much, because I don't really like cursing, because I feel like it brings a bad side out of me. But when you get angry, you say some stuff that you don't mean and stuff like that. So yeah, but I started calling myself PG-13. People used to call me PG. People was calling me Positive Gaming and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. And when I started doing Anchor more and more, people was like, oh, people started calling into my station. People was like, "Oh, I love your stuff. You're like," they was like, "Oh, you're young, but I like how you're like putting out positivity out there. I like your stuff. I like your content. Keep it up. Keep doing your thing. Don't let nothing stop you." I was like, "Thank you." Like that support that I got from people that made me keep going. That made me that motivated me to keep going. Because I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought no one was gonna listen to my podcast. So I was like, I'm not gonna even try because I know I'm gonna be trash. Because I wasn't really a talker. I was like always quiet in school, so I didn't really talk as much, and I felt like it was nothing for me to talk about. I felt like there was not much for me to talk about. So I was like, but I tried it out and I loved it, and that's why I still do my podcast now. Like, there's been a couple of times where I wanted to give up, but I always thought about the first day I started, and I was like, I'm not gonna give up, because if it's something I really love, then why give up? You know? Um, yeah. So I'm like a couple of years in. I really loved it. I really love doing it. It's something I want to do as a career. Because it's something that if you have a mindset for it, you can do anything. Because I feel like you can talk about whatever you want. You have a voice. You can express your feelings on there and stuff like that. And I really like that. I really like how you can just be yourself on the radio. I really like that. I met a few cool people when I was on Anchor. I met Afro Triz, 8-Bit Barstow. I met a few people. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. It was really good. I met Black Girl Experience. If you ever watched her YouTube videos or listened to her podcast, she's really dope. You should really give her a look at, because she's really she basically on her podcast she talks about like what she's been through, and I really like that. So yeah, I met a few cool and interesting people there. So I'm really happy that I gave Anchor a shot, and now I don't regret it, because if I ever do have my own radio show and stuff like that, and I do make it as a career, and if people ask me like, oh, where did it all start? I'm gonna say Anchor, because that's where it all started. Because if it wasn't for Anchor, I wouldn't be doing this now. You know. The second topic we're going to be discussing are the topics that I will be discussed in the future of the podcast. So I will be talking about like I will be talking about new topics, because usually I'm talking about like gaming and positivity. I will still be talking about positivity and gaming. So like I will be discussing like the new games that are coming out this year, like Cyberpunk 2077, Last of Us Part 2, Final Fantasy 7. I'm not really a fan of Final Fantasy 7, but I might pick it up and try it out, because I'm like, I like to try out new games and experience new things, because I'm kind of sick of playing the same old games over and over again. So I'm gonna try it out. So I will probably might pick that up. What else is coming out? Doom Eternal. What else? The Avengers game that's coming out for that Square Enix is making. A few other games that are coming out that I'm excited for. So I will be picking a few of those up and discussing them and telling you my opinions and my thoughts about it, and how I feel about the gameplay, the story, the graphics, and stuff like that. It's gonna give you my honest opinion about them. But yeah, those I will be talking about other topics. Like, there's gonna be moments in the podcast where I will be talking about like probably I might be giving some dating advice, because I wrote a book about dating, and it did pretty good. It did pretty good. I used a app called Wetpad, and it's a app where you can just write your stories and then publish it, and people can just read along and tell you how they felt about the book, and give you their opinion, and tell you what they liked and what they didn't like and stuff like that. I really like that. So that I called it Do's and Don'ts, and it did really good. A lot of people liked it, and I was thinking about writing another one, another dating book, because since that one did well, because it had like 200 and something reads. So I was like, oh shoot, that's dope, because I wasn't expecting to get that much attention, because I was like, because like when I try something new, I don't really expect it to get that much attention, but when it does, that motivates me to do it more, you know. So I will be talking about different topics. There's gonna be times where I'm gonna be talking about dating, life in general. Like I'm gonna be talking about random. I'm gonna be talking about everything on my podcast. So stay tuned for that. Um, the third topic that I want to discuss: don't give up. Never give up. It's not worth it. I know things are gonna get hard, and I talked about this. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday on a podcast that I uploaded on YouTube. But I want you to understand that things will get hard. I understand that things will get complicated. Things will get difficult. There's gonna be times in your life when you want to be like, you know what? What's the point of me even trying? Because if things don't go your way, you're gonna be at that point where it's like, what's the point? Things are never gonna go my way. Things are always going bad, and I understand that. There's times where I was like, what's the point of me even trying? Like things always go wrong. Yeah, but that's a part of the plan. If things never go wrong and things are always going right in the future, it probably might go wrong and it's going to be worse. You got to think about that. So when you fail, when you're not good at something, that's not you being trash at it. That's not you sucking in life. That's just you knowing that that's not your thing. If you fail, okay, that's your first attempt in learning. You're learning. So when you fail, it's not over. That means you just keep on striving to get to the top. You keep on striving to be who you are as a person. You know, when things don't go your way, that's gonna happen regardless. Things are not gonna go your way every single moment, but that doesn't mean you give up, because if you give up, you're losing at that moment. There's so many celebrities, there's so many athletes that's been rejected, that failed to get to where they at now, and then they didn't give up. They kept on pushing, and look at them now. So when things get hard, don't give up. Just tell yourself, you know what? It's gonna get hard. It's gonna be difficult, but that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you don't. That doesn't mean you stop. Just keep on trying, keep on pushing to the moment that you want to reach, because it's not over. It's not over until you say it's over, and if you quit, that means you never wanted it. That just means you just wanted to give up since day one. No, don't give up. Things are going to get hard, but that doesn't mean you quit. Just don't quit. It's not worth it. It's not, because if you quit, you're going to regret it in life later on. Trust me. The fourth topic that I want to discuss today is gaming. It really changed my life. Gaming kind of made me who I am now, because I felt like I didn't know I could put positivity and gaming together. I felt like it didn't mix, but when I started calling myself Positive Gaming, when I started giving some people advice, it helped them. And when I got the feedback, I was like, oh, really? That's cool. And gaming, when I play video games, I'm like in a different world. I enjoy, if I'm playing a game with a good story, I'm into it. Gaming really changed my life, because I'm playing so many different games, and it's like these games that I'm playing, it kind of gives me a second look at what you can do, how you can turn that into a career, how you can turn something that you love into something that you can work for, or you could turn it into a career. And that's really cool. I like that, because there's so many people that that plays video games, and they make a career out of it. And it's really surprising that people can do that. It's really crazy how people can do that, because it's like you can play games for a living, and some people say, oh, video games are a waste of time, but at the same time, people love them and people make a career out of them. So you got to think about it like that. Gaming really changed my life, because in the past 2 years, I wasn't in a good place, and when I started playing video games more and more, I started becoming more. I was getting more happier. I was getting there. You know, I wasn't in the best place, so when I started playing video games, it helped me a lot with my depression, and I really appreciate that. The last topic of the day: stop being a copycat. So I want you to understand there's gonna be people out there that's gonna hate on everything out there in the world. There's probably gonna be someone out there that's gonna hate on this podcast, saying, "Oh, this is trash, this is whack, this is boring, blah." I don't care, because there's gonna be haters out there no matter what you do. So when people hate on the things that you love, it's just like all they do is waste their time hating on you, saying this, that, and the third, blah. Don't listen to them, because they're wasting their time hating, and it's like, it's not worth it. You know, it's not, because you are you. And when one person hates, another person hates. So if one person hates on something out there, another person is gonna join them and say, "Oh yeah, that's trash, that's whack, that's dumb," you know. And it's like, that person doesn't really have a good reason. The only reason why they hating on that thing is because that person is hating. It's not because, oh, they experienced it for themselves and they thought, "Oh nah, he is right, I experienced it and I didn't like it." But no, some people like to do that. Some people like to copycat. Some people like to follow. You ever heard that saying? "Oh, don't be a follower, be a leader." Some people don't like to be followers. Some people don't like to be leaders. They want to be followers. That's all they want to do. They want to follow in the wrong footsteps and follow what that person is doing, and they want to just no. That's not the way to live life. That's a bad way to live life, because it's like, when I was in school, people used to like criticize me on the way I dressed, the way I acted, and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to be a copycat. I'm an original. I'm trying to be who I am, and I'm trying to be comfortable with who I am. If you don't like it, there's the door. You know, you can't let people run your life. You can't let people control your life. Because as soon as you let them, they're gonna think it's okay. You know, so you gotta understand that you have to stop being a copycat. You have to stop trying to be like someone that you know, or that you want to be like. Like, be the person that you know you are. Be the person that you want to be. There's nothing wrong with you being different, because a lot of people is gonna hate on you because you're different. There's nothing wrong with being different. If you're different, you're different. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. I was expecting this to go longer, but anyway, thank you for taking the time out your day to listen to this. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want more, sub to the channel. If you want me to talk about specific topics, just comment down below and I will add it to the podcast list. But until then, hope everyone has a beautiful day, and stay tuned for the next episode. But until then, hope everyone has a beautiful day, and peace.